Hi there, I'm coming to you from a place of frustration. So I've been trying to shear on my brother in Novus PS500 sewing machine and it doesn't work. And I've tried all the settings I could find advice about. I got a second bobbin case so I didn't ruin the tension on my machine and tightened the screw you're supposed to tighten as tight as it can go. And the sewing machine will not do any shearing at all. Here are some examples. This has the elastic thread on the back. Just didn't do a thing. Elastic thread on the back, didn't do a thing. This is me trying to see if it would just sew without the elastic with the new bobbin casing. It does. So there's a lot of things I want to make with shearing. And I'm thinking of doing faux shearing where I create channels into pieces and use elastic because I would like to make a Lana dress. I would like to make a sew over at Sienna. I would like to do so many things. And I cannot do any of them until I get this process to work. So I think I'm gonna try my hand at making panels for Alana, test fit with the faux shearing, and I'll just keep the faux shearing pieces and sew them into future iterations if I have to do more tests of that dress. Okay, faux shearing experiment. I've taken my side back panel piece on the Lamour and I've added an inch to either side of it to make it bigger for shearing. And now I'm going to sew right sides together, the top at like 5/8 of an inch. I'm a little worried how this is gonna work for like sewing the actual dress together, but we'll figure it out as we go. All right, well, let's try this. Oh boy, my sewing machine is acting funky. Great, I hope all my shearing experiments didn't break my sewing machine. I'll be back. Okay, so now we're just gonna sew channels every 1/2 inch through both layers. I mean, not the most exciting, but maybe we'll get some exciting results. One more. Okay, so now we're gonna thread elastic through all of these little channels and then gather it up to make it the same size as the original pattern piece. So let's take you over to the table for that experience. All right, so I had a safety pin around here at some point and I had elastic. Let's see what we got. The elastic I have seems to be black, which is not ideal, but at this point, we are just doing a test. We're finding out. So this is probably not going to be the most exciting thing you've ever watched. So I am just going to be taking a safety pin, threading elastic through, and then sticking a pin in it and doing the next channel. So I'll be back when I have some of the channels done. Okay, so I've put all the elastic in and basted it at the top. So now I should be able to pull up the elastic to the size of the original pattern piece, which I will fold so it's easy to find. Because what I did was I traced the original piece and just added the inch to either side. So if I pull these threads up, this should make it the size of the original piece, but give us that little bit of extra wiggle room to make it comfortable. Right? Right. All right, here's one of my panels finished. It's got stretch. Does it look as cute as real shirring? I don't think so. Will I get better at this? Maybe. I'm gonna do my second panel and then we can at least see if this does what it needs to do to the dress. So let's find out. All right, I am back and I thought I would show you how the faux shirring has worked out. Here it is on the sides. And this is my Lamour dress. And I gotta tell you guys, I think it really fits the way it's supposed to. And I'm so excited about that. I am going to do the gathered straps so that my bra is covered because I do want to wear a bra with this. I did not put boning in this. And I think it fits like a glove. It is gorgeous. I've got that faux shirring and I feel like those elastic panels really do improve the fit. I left in the zipper and yeah, who needs shirring on your sewing machine when you can just sew in 10,000 channels for elastic? Hello. So I'm preparing my wearable test. I wanted to make the whole dress one time in a less expensive fabric before I cut into something pretty. But this is it on the mannequin again. And I got this gray and darker gray, like polka dot from Michaels. This stuff is really, it's a cotton, and it's a quilting cotton, but it's a very inexpensive one, so it's a little stiff. So I'm gonna line it with a black rayon, and I'll probably underline it by putting like a lightweight fusible interface on the reverse side of my lining, just to give the dress more structure. But I have cut out the Loretta shorts came with a romper, and that romper had this little collar thing that you could put at the top of the Lamour. And that is what I'm gonna do. And that's gonna be really cute. And I will show you. It's quilting cotton in bats. So I have little like bat boob collar thing happening. I think this is gonna make this a very cute summerween dress. I still have to decide on my skirt if I want to do the 3/4 circle skirt or if I want to do something else. But either way, I will keep you guys posted, but I'm really excited about this project. Hello, I'm back the next day and I am not showing you guys everything of making the Lamour because Gertie has an entire sew along for this dress on her channel, which I will link down below. That is infinitely better than anything I could possibly do. However, if you are on Patreon, the Loretta shorts come with this adorable little cover fold over collar thing that is designed for the Lamour, and there is vague directions on this. So I thought I would share that bit with you because I will be sewing it. So I have got my two sides that are interfaced. They are interfaced with the lightest interfacing I could find. And then I have got my other non-interfaced panels because you cut two. So what I'm supposed to do is lay these on top of each other and sew around like you would a collar. So don't mind me just dropping things on the floor. Okay. So I'm just gonna clip these together. I'm just gonna think of it like a collar. And so leave this top part open so I can flip it. and then sew around. And let me do that. All right, I'm back with thread in the bobbin. So to clarify, we are sewing the side that doesn't have the notch in the top. And I'm working on my second one. Okay, so now that I've got these done, I'm going to go in and grade the seam by trimming it down on one side. I'm gonna flip them over and I'm gonna come back and understitch this. And then I'll show you how we based it on to the, how cute is this? This is the center front and the side front panel. So I'll be back when that's done. Okay. I have made my little collar pieces. They are understitched. They are all ready to go. Here is my bodice. I'm gonna get you guys a little closer and tip you down so we can at least kind of see what I'm doing. So, got my bodice and I've got my little, this notch, the notch in the top, is supposed to line up to the notch between the front bodice and the side bodice. And it does. And then we should line up here. Take this to like the front, where the front seam is. That's cute. I don't know how flat that's gonna lie because it's a little thick, but it is cute. So I'm gonna baste that in. And then when we sew the lining to the bodice, it's gonna sandwich that little flap. So that the collar is all finished in the shirt, dress. You know what I mean. I am worried this is gonna be a little thick, but like I said, I used the lightest interfacing I possibly could. And with this being quilting cotton, I may not have even needed interfacing. It might be a little much, but we'll see. All right, so that's it. Oh yeah, that is gonna be freaking cute. All right, so I'm gonna do the other side and I will continue constructing the bodice, and I'll be back probably when we are putting the panels in for the shirring so you guys can see how I do that. Okay, so the lining has been put on to the bodice front and the bodice side. It has been understitched, it has been trimmed. So now we're gonna apply the ruched sides. So what we want to do is we want to open what we've just done back up, and we want to put the right side, I need to trim this. Okay, we are putting the right side of the bodice side lining, the ruched bit, with the side front seam. With the facing out of the way. And I'm just putting a couple clips right now to hold it. And then I'm taking the lining and I'm pulling the lining of the front bodice around and over our sheared side panel. And then I'm just popping out the clips and re-clipping it with that in place. All finished, and the sheared panel is encased between the bodice front and the bodice lining. So you get a nice clean finish with that panel. I'm gonna do the 5/8 seam allowance, the regular seam allowance. I'm gonna go slow because there's elastic in this panel, and I've made my stitch length a little longer. It's at the 3. Okay, and I think I'm gonna grade this seam because it's gonna be a little bulky, but I can show you guys right now at least what it looks like. So this is my elastic panel, front and back, and it's completely finished and inside. You do the same thing with the back. Then I'm going to watch Gertie's lap zipper tutorial about 7 times to make sure I get it right. And I'll be back when I have a bodice complete. Hi there. So I wanted to show you the bodice, and I realized something very upsetting. I got so carried away sewing this, I forgot I was going to do straps. So I was going to do the straps, and I forgot to put them on, and I need to put them on. So I think what I'm gonna do is prepare the straps, unpick a little bit right here and just slide them into the lining. And then I can do that same in the back to make sure that they are going to cover my bra. Hi everyone, we are done, and here's my finished dress. I'm gonna just take my cardigan off really quick so we can see it in action. So here we are. I absolutely love this dress. It's cute, it's comfortable, it's a style I never thought I'd be able to make. I am wearing it with my little cardigan today just for a little extra warmth since it's kind of cooler today even though it's sunny. I'm wearing earrings, bracelets and a necklace from Splendette Jewelry, which I think is really nice. I've got my purple hair flowers. I just think it adds that little extra touch of color to spooky Halloween dress. And I love that I made it in neutrals and the gray so I can wear it with any kind of cardigan. Any of my hair colors will match. It's just the perfect dress. Thank you guys so much for coming along with me on this journey. I cannot wait to wear this for the rest of the summer, and I'll see you next time. Bye.